In the world of One Piece, Devil Fruits grant some of the most insane powers in all of anime. These powers range from basically disabilities to minor power-ups all the way to world-changing abilities. In today's video, we'll rank the top 25 most broken Devil Fruit abilities in One Piece. Small note before we begin, this video will include individual abilities and not overall strength of the Devil Fruit, meaning a Devil Fruit might be overall weak, but at the same time feature one incredibly powerful ability. In the same way, a Devil Fruit might feature more than one broken ability. And with that out of the way, let's get to the exciting part of the video. Number 25, the Doa Doa no Mi, and its ability to travel within an alternate dimension. You see, the Doa Doa no Mi is a paramecia type Devil Fruit that allows the user to create doors through anything they touch, making the user a door human. The doors they create can be created from any part of their body, from the palm of their hands to their whole body itself, and usually take the shape and form of the body part creating it. The doors remain as passageways anyone can pass through until closed completely. The fruit's first and foremost strength, as demonstrated by Bluno, is that it gives the user the ability to create a door on almost any solid surface so that they can enter through it. This allows them, and anyone else, passage through the object, no matter how thick or strong it is. One of the greatest strengths of this fruit's powers, however, is that the user can also create doors through the very atmosphere itself. These air doors lead into a pocket dimension of sorts that is, apparently, within the air itself. This is ideal for an escape or stealth purposes, since the dimension not only allows the user and anyone else accompanying them to travel across vast distances, but also provides a safe haven for them should they need to hide from an enemy or survive through large-scale attacks. Its only downside is that while inside this pocket dimension, the user has no means to interact with the real world, other than to exit first to return themselves back there. In reality, this dimensional travel is something similar to the Kamui dimension of Obito from the Naruto series. But what if we talk about an even more broken ability, aka the ability to send people into the future? Number 24, the Toki Toki no Mi, and its ability to send the user and others forward in time. By using this power, the user can send themselves or others into the future, disappearing from the present day and appearing at the selected moment in time instantaneously. This can be useful for getting out of dangerous situations. The user is also apparently able to decide the specific amount of time skipped for each trip, with 20 years being the known maximum amount. The effect lasts even after the user dies. It is, however, impossible for the user to travel back to the past, meaning that any and all trips forward in time are irreversible. Otherwise, this ability would be ranked higher in our list. Also, the fruit's power cannot teleport the travelers to other locations, meaning that the user must be careful of where they or others are standing at the moment of the time jump. Number 23, the Bara Bara no Mi, and its immunity to cuts. You see, the Bara Bara no Mi is a paramecia type Devil Fruit that allows the user to split their own body into pieces and levitate said pieces at will, while granting a passive immunity to all slashes and cuts, making the user a splitting human. The fruit's major strength, as demonstrated by Buggy, is that the user becomes permanently immune to damage from being cut or pierced, regardless of what form. Instead of the body parts being permanently dismembered from such attacks, the dismembered parts of the user's body fully remain in the direct control of the user. They can then be freely manipulated to either execute unique attacks or reattach themselves back to the body's remaining portion. In the anime, Buggy has even demonstrated being able to reconstitute himself in a Logia-style manner after getting reduced to fine strips by Dracula Mihawk. Aside from this passive immunity, the user can also manually split their body apart by themselves without the need of being chopped up by others in the first place. This is a convenient ability during battle, since it allows the user to attack through enemy blocking attempts or avoid any incoming moves as long as they see it coming. But overall, the immunity to any and all slashing attacks is an incredibly overpowered ability to possess in the world of One Piece, where multiple top-tier characters possess slashing. Number 22, the Impenetrable Barrier, or the Bari Bari no Mi. This Devil Fruit is a paramecia type Devil Fruit that allows the user to generate barriers, making them a barrier human. The fruit's bestowed power is to conjure physical barriers out of thin air, either invisible or visibly transparent, resembling tinted panes or domes of glass. This is often achieved with the user making a finger-crossing gesture, though this does not appear to be required. Such barriers can shield the user against attacks, usually from the front, but also from other or even all directions depending on a barrier's given shape and position. The barriers boast immense defensive power. Bartolomeo has a high opinion of his barrier strength, as he was confident that they were unbreakable and could stop Doflamingo's birdcage, which can slice stone buildings and enormous meteorites with great ease. The ability is the ultimate defense in the world of One Piece. Number 21, the Ope Ope no Mi's ability to switch places of objects objects and individuals. The Ope Ope no Mi is a paramecia-type devil fruit that grants the power to create a spherical domain, inside of which the user can freely rearrange, take apart, and surgically remodel anything and anyone, including themselves, making the user a free modification human. Now, when it comes to the ability we mentioned, aka the ability to switch places for objects and individuals, it is, of course, incredibly broken. It's disorienting during battles, and also incredibly convenient for travel, sneak attacks, and stealth, something similar to Toto's Boogie Woogie from Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 20, the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi, and its ability to transport people miles away. The Nikyu Nikyu no Mi is a paramecia-type devil fruit that grants the user paw pads on their palms, fundamentally turning them into a living embodiment of the concept of rejection. While its general application allows Bartholomew Kuma to repel physical attacks, or even intangible concepts like fatigue and pain, the specific application we'll cover for this point is the ability to instantly transport individuals across the globe. By striking a target with a specific amount of force, the user doesn't just knock them back, they repel them to a predetermined destination, encased in a protective paw-shaped pressure bubble that travels at high speeds for days at a time. This ability is fundamentally broken because it bypasses the traditional power scaling of the series. It's essentially a one-hit win condition. In the world of One Piece, where the sea is the greatest enemy and travel between islands can take weeks of perilous navigation, being able to instantly remove a threat from the battlefield and deposit them in the middle of a comm belt or a high-security prison is terrifying. There's no known saving throw, with the exception of maybe Haki application to block this move once contact is made. There's also a popular theory online, which I also believe in, stating that the previous user of this fruit was the one who scattered the poneglyphs across the world. This individual might have been Nefertari Lily, and that was maybe the reason why she was hated by the world government. Number 19, the Mero Mero no Mi, and its ability to turn people into stone upon contact. The Mero Mero no Mi, or Love Love fruit in English, is a paramecia-type devil fruit that weaponizes the target's own emotions, specifically lust, adoration, or even simple distraction against them. While its general theme is centered on beauty, its most devastating and broken specific ability is the power to instantly petrify any individual into solid stone. By channeling feelings of attraction into a physical beam or projectile, Boa Hancock can bypass an opponent's physical durability entirely, turning their flesh and bone into brittle rock that can be shattered with a single kick. What makes this ability truly broken is its indiscriminate nature and lack of an off switch. Unlike many other fruits that require the user to remain conscious or alive to maintain their effects, petrification from this fruit persists even if the user dies or is knocked out, meaning the condition is essentially permanent, unless the user chooses to reverse it. The only downside of this fruit is that it requires the user being attractive. Otherwise, it's not gonna work right. If that condition did not apply, this ability would be ranked way higher on our list. Number 18, the Habi Habi no Mi, and its ability to turn people into toys. You see, the Habi Habi no Mi is a paramecia-type devil fruit that on the surface seems almost whimsical, but in practice, it's arguably the most terrifying ability in the entire series. While its general power allows the user to transform living beings into toys, the truly broken mechanic is the simultaneous erasure of the victim's existence from the memories of everyone in the world. The moment Sugar touches a target, they aren't just physically incapacitated, they are effectively unwritten from history. Friends, family, and even global governments instantly forget the victim ever existed, leaving the person trapped in a toy body, unable to seek help or even scream for a past they can no longer prove that they had. This ability is fundamentally broken because it's a multi-layered win condition that requires zero combat prowess to execute. It combines physical transformation, absolute subjugation through the contract system, and a global scale memory wipe all in one single touch. Most abilities in One Piece can be countered with enough Haki or brute force, but once the Habi Habi no Mi takes effect, the victim has no allies left to save them because no one remembers they need saving to begin with. Number 17, the Mane Mane no Mi, and its ability to copy the appearance of others. The Mane Mane no Mi is a paramecia-type fruit that grants the user the ability to become a copycat human, allowing them to physically transform into anyone they've previously touched. The most broken aspect of this fruit is its flawless, cellular level duplication of another person's identity. It doesn't just replicate a face, it copies the target's exact height, weight, voice, and even unique physical scars or attributes. By simply touching their right hand to their face, the user becomes a perfect biological twin of their target, capable of infiltrating the most secure locations on the planet without triggering a single alarm. The reason this ability is so broken isn't its combat power, but its limitless potential for psychological warfare warfare and political sabotage. In the One Piece world, where entire nations are built on the reputation and leadership of a single figure, the Mane Mane no Mi can dismantle a kingdom from the inside out by impersonating a king and ordering the massacre of his own people. As seen in Alabasta, the user can incite a global-scale civil war without ever throwing a punch. Number 16, the Sabi Sabi no Mi, and its ability to turn things to dust. The Sabi Sabi no Mi, or Rust Fruit, is a Paramecia-type devil fruit that turns the user into a rust human, granting them the terrifying power to corrode and disintegrate anything they touch. While its general theme suggests it only affects metal, its most broken, specific application is the instantaneous organic decomposition of physical objects and living tissue. By simply placing a hand on a target, the user can trigger an accelerated oxidation process so violent that it can reduce a legendary high-grade Meito sword to a pile of orange dust in seconds. Even more disturbing are its effects on the human body if it's applied like that. The reason this ability is so fundamentally broken is that it serves as the ultimate hard counter to the most common combat styles in the One Piece world. In a series where the elite fighters are almost exclusively swordsmen or cyborgs, the Sabi Sabi no Mi renders their primary weapons and mechanical enhancements completely useless upon contact. It ignores the durability of steel and the craftsmanship of the world's greatest blacksmiths, turning a lifetime of martial training into a liability. Number 15, the Suke Suke no Mi, and its ability to turn its user invisible. The Suke Suke no Mi is a Paramecia-type devil fruit that transforms the user into an invisibility human, granting them the power to turn themselves and anything they're touching completely transparent to the naked eye. While its general application is considered on stealth and evasion, its most broken specific ability is the extension of this invisibility to external objects, including massive structures or high-powered weaponry. By maintaining physical contact, the user can render entire ships or even a barrage of cannons invisible, allowing for devastating surprise attacks that the victim cannot see coming until the impact occurs. This ability is fundamentally broken because it nullifies the most basic element of combat, visual awareness. Number 14, the Gasu Gasu no Mi, and its ability to create any kind of gas. The Gasu Gasu no Mi is a Logia-type fruit that grants the user the ability to create, manipulate, and transform into various types of gases at will. While its general utility involves traditional elemental attacks like fire breath, aka combusting oxygen, or poisonous clouds, its most terrifying, broken, specific ability is the absolute manipulation of the surrounding atmosphere, specifically the power to instantly deplete oxygen in a given area. By simply raising a hand, the user can create a vacuum around his opponent, snuffing out their ability to breathe, and even their ability to maintain fire within a significant radius. This ability is fundamentally broken because it provides a passive, inescapable win condition which ignores traditional durability and hockey. In the One Piece world, no matter how much physical strength or armament hockey a warrior possesses, they still need oxygen to function. You can't punch a vacuum, and you can't block the lack of air with a sword. If the user is smart enough, this ability is crazy overpowered. Number 13, the Soru Soru no Mi, and its ability to extract souls and lifespan. The Soru Soru no Mi is a Paramecia-type fruit that grants the user the godlike power to interact with and manipulate the very essence of life, the soul. While its general utility allows Big Mom to create homies by infusing inanimate objects or animals with soul fragments, its most broken specific ability is Soul Pocus, the power to instantly extract the entire lifespan of an individual. By inducing even the slightest flicker of fear or hesitation in a target, the user can physically reach into their body and pull out their remaining years of life, effectively killing them on the spot or reducing them to a shell of their former selves. This ability is broken because it's a psychological checkmate which bypasses physical combat entirely. Number 12. Once again, we have the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi, this time for its ability to remove pain from individuals. While we've discussed its travel capabilities, its most broken, supportive, and restorative ability is the metaphysical extraction of intangible concepts, specifically the power to physically remove pain and fatigue from a living body. By pushing the nerve signals and cellular stress out of a person, Kuma can condense a lifetime of agony or the exhaustion of a legendary battle into a tangible, paw-shaped bubble of pure suffering. This leaves the recipient instantly refreshed and healed, as if the damage they sustained never truly happened in the first place. This ability is fundamentally broken because it rewrites the consequences of combat and grants a near-infinite stamina pool to any ally. In the high-stakes world of One Piece, where battles between top-tier fighters can last for days and are often decided by who collapsed from exhaustion first, the power to reset a fighter to 100% mid-battle is an absolute game-changer changer. It effectively turns a single elite warrior into a renewable resource. Furthermore, the extracted pain bubble itself becomes a secondary weapon of mass destruction. By forcing an opponent to touch the accumulated agony of a previous fight, the user can inflict a one-shot sensory overload that can paralyze even the most durable monsters. Number 11, the Gura Gura no Mi, and its ability to create earthquakes. The Gura Gura no Mi, aka the Tremor fruit in English, is a paramecia-type devil fruit which turns the user into a tremor human, granting them the ability to generate massive shockwaves through any medium, including the ground, the seafloor, and even the very air itself. While its general theme is destruction, its most broken specific ability is the cracking of the atmosphere to trigger global-scale cataclysms. By grabbing the air as if it were solid fabric and pulling it down, the user creates massive spatial fractures that ripple outward, manifesting as devastating earthquakes and tsunamis that can literally tilt the tectonic plates of the world. This ability is broken because it's a limitless force of nature compressed into a single human's fist. The power to create tsunamis which can swallow entire fleets and submerge islands is the ultimate strategic deterrent. Now we're on to our top 10, starting with the Tori Tori no Mi Model Phoenix and its ability of regeneration. The Tori Tori no Mi Model Phoenix is a mythical Zoan-type fruit, which grants the user the form and attributes of the legendary immortal bird. While its general utility provides the standard physical enhancements of a Zoan, its most broken specific ability is the blue flames of resurrection, which grant the user near instantaneous regeneration from any wound. Unlike a Logia user who avoids damage by becoming an element, the Phoenix user can take a direct, bone-shattering hit or a piercing beam and simply burst into blue flames, knitting their body back together in real time as if the injury never occurred. This ability is broken because it effectively eliminates the concept of chip damage or attrition in a high-stakes battle. In the One Piece world, where top-tier fights between legends, like those at Marineford, can last for hours or days, having a passive healing factor makes all the difference, especially since not many characters can heal themselves in One Piece. Number 9, the Toshi Toshi no Mi and its ability to manipulate age. The Toshi Toshi no Mi, also known as the Age fruit in English, is a paramecia-type fruit that turns the user into an age manipulation human, granting them the power to alter the physical maturity of themselves and others at will. While its general utility allows for incredible stealth and disguise, aka shifting between a child, an adult, or an elderly person, its most broken specific ability is the instantaneous de-aging or aging of a person into a non-combat state. By simply touching a target, Jewelry Bonnie can bypass their current power level entirely, turning a legendary warrior into a helpless infant or a frail, withered elder who lacks the muscle mass or stamina to even lift their weapon. This ability is fundamentally broken because it's a one-touch off switch for an individual's entire lifetime of training and biological prime. In the world of One Piece, where strength is often a product of decades of physical conditioning and hockey development, the Toshi Toshi no Mi resets the clock to a point where those attributes literally cannot exist. Or even more impressively, this fruit can make users return to their prime to fight with higher strength. Number 8, the Hana Hana no Mi and its ability to create limbs anywhere. The Hana Hana no Mi, also known as flower fruit in English, is a paramecia-type fruit that allows the user to bloom any part of their body on any surface, including the bodies of their enemies. While its general utility is centered on multitasking and surveillance, its most broken specific application is the unavoidable manifestation of limbs anywhere, including an opponent's own body. By sprouting arms directly onto an opponent's back, shoulders, or even their face, Nico Robin can bypass their defenses entirely, applying joint locking or bone-breaking techniques like clutch from a distance. Because the limbs emerge from the target's own body, there's no travel time to dodge and no projectile to block. The attack is effectively instant and omnidirectional. In the One Piece world, where speed and agility are often the deciding factors in a duel, the Hana Hana no Mi makes it impossible to run or hide. No matter how fast an opponent moves, as long as the user can see them, they can be grasped, tripped, or snapped in half. It's a true hit mechanic which forces an opponent to fight their own shadow. Number 7, the Pika Pika no Mi and its ability to allow users to move and travel with the speed of light. The Pika Pika no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit which transforms the user into a light human, granting them the elemental properties of photons. While its general utility includes firing highly destructive laser beams and manifesting solid light weaponry, its most broken specific ability is the capacity for near instantaneous movement at the speed of light. By converting their physical mass into pure light particles, Admiral Kizaru can traverse vast distances in a literal blink of an eye. appearing behind an opponent before the neural signals for danger can even reach their brain. This ability is broken because it redefines the physics of combat by making speed an absolute insurmountable wall. In the One Piece world, where even the fastest Soru users or high-level hockey masters rely on physical reaction times, light speed movement is mathematically superior to almost any biological reflex. Number 6. The Tamatama no Mi and its Immortality cycle. The Tamatama no Mi is a unique, unclassified fruit that blurs the lines between paramecia and zoan, granting the user a biological cycle of evolution. While its general utility allows Baron Tamago to fight with the agility of an egg-themed martial artist, its most broken specific ability is the continuous involuntary resurrection through metamorphic stages. When the user's shell is broken in combat, they don't die. Instead, they evolve into a stronger form, shifting from Viscount Chick to Count Chicken, and eventually back to their base form. This creates a perfect loop of biological immortality, where the moment of defeat is actually the trigger for a full health restoration and a further transformation. The ability is broken because it negates the very concept of a finishing move. Number 5. The Doku Doku no Mi and its ability to poison anyone who comes in contact with the user. The Doku Doku no Mi is a paramecia-type fruit, which turns the user into a poison human, granting them the ability to produce and control various forms of lethal toxins. While its general utility allows for long-range corrosive attacks and gas-based warfare, its most broken specific ability is the passive, near-instantaneous envenomation of any physical contact. By coating their skin in a layer of liquid poison, such as the Hydra or the even more lethal Kinjite, the user creates an absolute no-touch zone. Any opponent who attempts a physical strike, regardless of their strength or hockey, risks absorbing a cocktail of neurotoxins and irritants, which will begin shutting down their nervous system the moment skin meets slime. This ability basically reverses the advantage of close quarters combat. Even if an opponent manages to land a finishing blow on Magellan, they've essentially signed their own death warrant. The poison is so virulent that without a specific antidote, which only the user typically possesses, death is almost a mathematical certainty within minutes. Number 4. The Yami Yami no Mi and its ability to negate devil fruit powers. You see, the Yami Yami no Mi, also known as the Dark fruit in English, is a unique Logia-type fruit, which transforms the user into a darkness human, granting them the power of infinite gravity. While its general utility allows the user to absorb and crush physical matter or entire towns within a swirling void, its most broken specific ability is the absolute nullification of other devil fruit powers upon physical contact. By grabbing an opponent, Blackbeard can temporarily turn off their supernatural abilities, dragging the target out of their elemental form, or silencing their paramecia hacks, forcing them to rely solely on their base physical strength and hockey. This ability is fundamentally broken because it's the ultimate anti-meta weapon in a world defined by devil fruit powers. Number 3. The Noro Noro no Mi and its ability to slow down time. The Noro Noro no Mi is a paramecia-type devil fruit, which grants the user the power to emit Noro Noro photons, a unique type of particle that exists outside the standard laws of physics. While its general theme is often played for laughs in the series, its specific application is terrifying. The near-total suspension of an object or person's temporal state for 30 seconds. By bathing the target in these photons, Foxy can slow down their movement, reactions, and even the processing of physical force to a near standstill, effectively trapping them in a lagged reality, where the world moves around them while they remain frozen in a single moment. This ability provides a guaranteed window of absolute vulnerability, which ignores an opponent's speed or power. Number 2. The Ope Ope no Mi and its ability to perform the Ageless Surgery. The Ageless Surgery granted by the Ope Ope no Mi might genuinely be one of the most broken abilities in the entire One Piece world. This technique allows the user to grant another person eternal youth at the cost of their own life, and that trade-off is exactly what makes it terrifyingly powerful. We're talking about permanently halting the aging process altogether. In a world ruled by pirates, tyrants, and secret masterminds, the ability to create an undying ruler changes everything. The fact that the world government is willing to pay 5 billion berries for this fruit tells you how absurd this ability is. And finally, at number 1, the Hito Hito no Mi Model Nika and its ability to turn imagination into reality. The Hito Hito no Mi Model Nika is a mythican Zoan type that transforms the user into the warrior of liberation, the sun god Nika. While its initial stages mimic the properties of rubber, It's awakening Rosette's most broken specific ability, the power to fight according to the user's imagination. This ridiculous power allows the user to manipulate the environment, their own body, and even organic matter with cartoon-like physics, turning the battlefield into a literal playground where the only limit is the user's creative will. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and click on this video next for more awesome anime content. Go on, check it out!